Welcome back. If you never liked, subscribe, or follow our channel before, I'd like to ask you to do so now by hitting that bell icon. That way you get the latest content when we drop it. Today on the show, as you know, I started off, I was actually looking at the board. Today on Business Pro Tips, we're going to talk about business trials and temptations and what are the benefits that come with that and how you can actually utilize that to become a mature businessman. Be back in a moment.
Starting a new business can be confusing, and not setting yourself up for success is an easy mistake to make. For example, an LLC is simple to set up, but do you know how it affects the taxes you pay? Or, what are the pros and cons of registering as a C Corp? How about this? Does registering a 501c3 mean you can never make money? At CFS Studios, we have the knowledge and experience to guide you. Call us today to schedule a meeting and get your business started on the right path. 402-804-3777, extension 700.
Welcome back. If you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I want to tell you that again, just in case you missed it, you're logging in a little late. Today on the show, we're going to talk about business pro tips, business trials and temptations. And the reason for that is that we need them, guys. We really do. We have to draw out of us. The word education comes from the word educar, which means to draw out. Now, one of the things that business trials and temptations do is to build a foundation to make us more efficient. Let's jump into it today. Whenever you run into a trial, you need to be happy. I know it sounds almost counterintuitive, doesn't it? I got to be happy because I ran into a trial. The answer is absolutely. How come? Because outside of high school, outside of a new idea, there's nothing that we do that makes us go through the process of actually being excited about learning other than a good old-fashioned trial or a temptation. Now you will say, what do you mean a temptation? Well, I'm excited to know, do I have the perseverance to say no to things? And I'm excited to know to be able to explore new ways of meeting people or getting involved in situations that complement the attributes that it was lent to me by the Creator. That's what it's all about. Those attributes, complementing those attributes. I know a lot of times in business you want to say, I want to get the same thing. I want what that person has. But the reality is we need to look at how we complement one another before we look at how we take something and remove ourselves from working together. So we need to be happy when we run into a trial or temptation. And the reason is because it produces commitment. There is nothing like a good old trial. There's nothing like a good temptation that a good trial makes us rethink and develop perseverance. And perseverance means commitment. On the other side of it, a good temptation automatically, if it's a standard outside of us, like I'm committed to doing this business, I'm committed to this goal of the pro, I'm committed to this sales, I'm committed to my team, I'm committed to, taking the company from here to B, I'm committed to do that. Well, there's nothing like a good temptation that questions our ability to be committed. To makes us go back and say, okay, this goes against this commitment that I've already made on this date at this time with this group of people. The answer is absolutely not. This allows me to develop perseverance so that I can be more in keen to this a commitment on this day, this time with these group of people. So we need the trials and we need the temptations. One, to reflect back on what we committed to, and the other one to get perseverance so we can commit even stronger. Number 3, whenever we go through a business trial or temptation, we're going to actually, our comfort is going to be the first thing attacked. But secondly, we need to be excited. The reason we are joyful, the reason that we are submitting it is because we're about to gain skills. When else do we have to gain skills until we run into a situation where we don't have or we're lacking experience? And when we say lacking experience, it means we don't have the fundamental skill in order to implement that without our emotions causing us to stop that vehicle and not do it. So whenever we run into a situation where we're lacking, we don't have the experience, our emotions are blocking us from doing it in business, or, you should have a healthy paranoia. And I say healthy because we should have a healthy fear of lack of activity is going to produce no outcome. We should have that fear. I was recently talking to a brother by the name of James, and in the process of talking to James, he had mentioned, I believe it's called Nivea. And if I'm wrong, it's not Nivea, it's a different name, but it starts with an N, okay? In the process of that, he was saying that he was listening to the CEO speak on CNBC. And the CEO was asked if you could do it all over again, would you do it again? He said absolutely not. He said he would wake up every morning and every night, or every morning and the next day, paranoid of failure. He had a strong conviction that if he didn't gain skills and reassure commitments, he was going to fail. It was a conviction that would make him, and he says, a healthy paranoia. I like to call it a healthy perspective regarding my commitment. Paranoia also means that it also can implode you not to move. So I don't want to say paranoia, even though a lot of people do use that. I want to approach it from a standpoint of saying that if I'm unable to accomplish this task that is set to this commitment, the outcome is it will not be completed. And that could affect just not me, you, anyone else. If I don't do the show today because I allowed a temptation, now most of us think temptations are something that is bad, but it could be, so you got that part of perseverance building, but a temptation can be this. Hey, you can just do the show on Wednesday. Forget about today. And you got to remember, it's a voice inside your head. It could be a friend that calls you up. Hey, man, I know you always do the show. I know, say, man, you can do it Wednesday. You have a Monday business pro tips. Now you got a Wednesday pro tips. Man, just do it Wednesday. Maybe you do it Tuesday. You got another day to do it. All these, again, these are temptations. You may not see it that way, but I'm revealing to you temptations. My perseverance is doing the show right now, recommitting to the progress of what I started with my team months ago, and getting better at it, providing the content that you need so that you can actually at least go through the process of working through concepts, and also as you work through those concepts, work through some of those emotions that actually explode against you like a bomb, boom, a glitter bomb. You go pick up a box, you go pick up a box, and that box is not yours. And when you pick it up and you lift it up, there's a bomb underneath that throws glitter all over the places. And automatically a box gets touched, whether it's a parent or whether it's you, and it explodes and throws the glitter. So it's evidence that I'm unfamiliar with this box. It's evidence that this box exploded. Now there's a mess to be cleaned up. Now the reason I said that is because you get real-time experience through perseverance. Right now I'm gaining experience. I'm gaining experience as I'm working through, talking to you, to share with you the way that I go through it. That's right. I'm happy about, a trial or a temptation. I'm happy about it. How come? It's going to produce commitment. Second, I'm going to gain a skill. I'm not losing anything. I know sometimes when our comfortability is shattered, we feel like somebody's taking something from us. I actually look at it the other way. Someone's going to give me something. This situation is about to give me something. What? Skills. What else? Real-time experience. So one, I'm going to find out what tools are, and three, I'm going to get perseverance to use those tools. That's what happens when I come through a trial. That's what happens when I get temptation. Temptation, I'm going to be pulling out a tool, and I'm going to be recommitting to the perseverance of what I did before. And then third, no longer lacking maturity in this area. It's nothing like operating a business. And in that area of business, I know when I lack experience. I know when I'm going through a discovery process of gaining a skill, implementing that skill, asking questions about this skill, learning the best way to implement this skill, then lacking in that skill. We got to keep in mind that our emotions always reveal what we lack. So if we don't find joy, not discomfort, trust me when I tell you this, I was standing here thinking about how many times I didn't actually think about a trial or temptation with pure joy. With pure joy. I saw it as a horrible situation. I don't want to go through this right now. Do I really got to go through this right now? And the truth of the matter is, yes. How come? Because I need to produce perseverance and gain more commitment. Commitment to my goals. At the same time, if you're in business, or maybe you're not in business, maybe you're a manager, maybe if you're not a manager, maybe you're a staff member, and you're trying to get motivated. This video is good for you because it allows you to also understand that even in every step of the way in any position, from a person that is at the entry level to a mid-level to supervisor to management or executive officer, director, CEO, they have to go through this. You know, there's many people I have talked to in the process over the course of 2023, and they were not particularly excited about the new challenge in their life. Well, we need to actually revert away from that and says, okay, what am I upset about? I'm about to become wiser. That's not how you look at it. We're like, this is messing with what I'm comfortable with. No, we need to accept that we're about to become more mature. Outside of K through 12, there's nothing really to push us unless if you attend college or grade school, or you go to, you got college, grade school, and maybe you go to a union trade. You know, if you go to a trade, it's something to push you. But after you come out of that push, you step out that door. Do you see business trials and temptation as a problem, or do you see it now? Even though it's not comfortable, we didn't say that you want to go through these trials and be comfortable, but do you see now that if we don't take a different approach to the way we see business trials and temptation, and we don't get excited about it and have joy that this is our opportunity to rip off that lacking in our life and put on clothes that fit for our next area. Again, you got to constantly shatter. I said it in the previous video, you got to constantly shatter and then incorporate your new set of skills. When you do, you gain skills, you got real-time experience, you no longer lacking in maturity. That's today's show, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in and allowing me to share with you what I remind myself of whenever I go through a trial of temptation. And just so you know, be prepared and be looking for your next opportunity to be joyous and happy for the situation you may find yourself in, because the only reason we have discomfort is because it only proves the fact that we lack a skill and we don't have experience and we're not mature in this area. When a person's mature, their emotions don't overwhelm them like a bucket of cold water hitting them. We go past that point. So make sure you do too. I see you on Wednesday.